Welcome to our video on the best GPUs for playing Warzone. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the top graphics cards on the market and discussing their performance and features to help you find the perfect GPU for your Warzone gaming setup. We'll be comparing options from top brands like Nvidia and AMD, and providing recommendations for both budget-friendly and high-end options. So, links to all the discussed GPUs are in the description. Starting our list with EVGA RTX 3080. In many other PC games, an MSI Ventus RTX 3073 XOC could be considered a premium pick for casual gamers. But for Warzone 2's demanding needs, we consider it a premium budget pick. Value-based performance can best characterize this graphics card, especially when it comes to base and boost clock speeds. The MSI Ventus RTX 3073 XOC's clock speeds go toe-to-toe with video cards that are more than double their price. This is one of the several reasons why this GPU is a clear winner as a budget GPU for Warzone 2. Even with great clock speeds and sufficient VRAM, don't expect the MSI Ventus RTX 2073 XOC to be on par with other picks on this list when it comes to graphics power. This graphics card won't be able to run Warzone 2 at competitive FPS levels beyond 1080p resolution. At number 2, it's Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060. A card that seems to fly under the radar these days is up next, Nvidia's RTX 3060. A tried and tested GPU and another solid performer at 1080p. The RTX 3060 offers little reason to be forgotten, but yet often lives in the shadow of the RTX 3060 Ti. Nevertheless, the RTX 3060 is still a great card for those looking to game at 1080p. With an MSRP of $3.29, the card sits at a great price point, offering strong performance without costing a fortune. The RTX 3060 left little to be desired in the performance department during our testing. We made use of Nvidia's DLSS to really max out on frames and found it to be a great help. Visual fidelity remained high throughout too as an added bonus. Image quality was both clear and sharp, something that at times was lacking when using the 3060's AMD equivalents. The RTX 3060 managed to deliver over 100 FPS on average, while being the cheapest card in our roundup. This frame rate, while not over the 140 FPS mark, will still deliver a strong competitive advantage for those looking to compete in online lobbies. The visuals also looked great, with Nvidia's DLSS 2.0 technology helping to deliver elevated frame rates throughout. At number 3, it's Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. It wouldn't be a GPU recommendation list without the RTX 3060 Ti, would it? The RTX 3060 Ti is still the best-positioned RTX 3000 series card to date, coming in at roughly $80 more expensive than the RTX 3060 at MSRP. Those looking purely for a budget option will likely turn their nose up at the RTX 3060 Ti, and boy would they be missing out. The RTX 3060 Ti more than warrants every penny of the extra $80, offering performance levels to consistently rival the RTX 3070, and across a range of titles too. The RTX 3060 Ti pushes the performance limit between card models to the absolute limit at times, and is understandably seen as a price-to-performance king across the community. In Warzone 2.0, it ran a similar story. As expected, the RTX 3060 Ti provided very impressive numbers, both with and without DLSS enabled at 1080p. With a 133 frames per second average, frame rates remained competitive, and the visual fidelity was top-notch. This is a card which also has good legs for gaming at 1440p, something we've covered off in more detail in our piece on the best graphics card for playing Warzone 2 at 1440p. At number 4, it's AMD RX 6600 XT. A pair of GPUs that may come as a shock inclusion to some, given the latter has since been replaced and is no longer being manufactured, are AMD's RX 6600 and RX 6600 XT, with many people simply choosing the newer and updated RX 6650 XT model. Chances are the RX 6600 XT cards will likely be readily available through second-hand purchasing. It goes without saying, this method of purchasing has its associated risks, but if careful in buying through reputable sellers, cut-price deals are there to be had. The RX 6600 and 6600 XT are by no means bad graphics cards, either. Both are more than capable of playing games at consistent and smooth frame rates at 1080p, whilst FPS averages may not reach the heights of the RT 3060 Ti or AMD's own RX 6650 XT. These cards both offer top-tier value, and with 124 FPS on average perform well. AMD are a great shot for budget GPUs, and COD Warzone 2 is no different in this case. At number 5, it's NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 Ti. The sweet spot for price and performance is within the RTX 3080 lineup. It shouldn't come as a surprise, then, that this lineup of graphics cards is the second most popular series, based on our pro player usage data. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 Ti is among the best in that class since it can pump out more FPS in Warzone 2 at 1080p than many typical gaming monitors can handle. This graphics card can even shine running at 2K resolution, although you may see some dips below 144 FPS depending on your CPU, RAM, and selected graphics settings. The 12 GB of VRAM is also more than enough to future-proof you for years to come. While performance is undoubtedly great, it does come at a cost. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 Ti graphics card is worth it for many gamers, but it's still a costly investment. And with that, we come to the end of our review. I hope this video helps you to choose the best GPUs for playing COD Warzone 2.0 at 1080p.